The story started, like many stories started, with a phone call. Sheikh Miriam's office in Abu Dhabi called and said, we want to create an event.
We started out to make this for 1,500 people in a theatre-type setting, very intimate. It's ended up to be seen by 42,000 people in a stadium and to be viewed in 360.
The most exciting thing about this project was that literally Russell and I sat down with a blank sheet of paper and created a show with a very wide brief, celebrate a nation and celebrate a man's life.
Learning about Sheikh Zayed's life has been one of the honours of this whole project. An amazing man. He was a man who knew that things had to change, and he set about changing them.
We broke it down into very small scenes, really. 3 acts: the past, the present, and the future. So within that story, we needed to employ lots of people. First of all, we needed a set, and there is only one place that we could think of going, and that was Stewfish. Mark and Ray, geniuses. And Ray lived in Abu Dhabi, so he knew the culture, he knew the people, he knew the history, he knew all about Sheikh Zayed. Fantastic, what an amazing blessing.
I received a phone call from Ian talking about this incredibly secret project in an incredibly secret location, with an incredibly secret budget, with an incredibly secret brief. He couldn't tell us anything about it other than it was very, very secret. The first concept sketches were done within the first couple of days, in which we then had a working proposal on how we think we should stage the show.
It's definitely the biggest I've ever done. So even from touring with U2s and people of that scale, this still is way, way bigger than a normal set.
We wanted to use kind of theatrical, almost circus type performers in a big way. So we brought in the generating company, Abby and Chris. Again, world leaders in kind of creating an incredible cast of characters, doing an incredible, bizarre and wonderful mixture of movement.
It's hard to believe the amount that has gone into getting to December the 2nd, from designs that happened months ago, 6, 8, 9 months ago, to rehearsals for months in France, to be on site to build the infrastructure in the stadium.
There are people working on the show all over the world.
The greatest challenge of the whole thing is getting to 1 minute before showtime. When you think of the thousands of people actually involved.
It's an amazing story in a very short space of time, and in the same way as the UAE as a country has transformed within 40 years, a lot of people who watched the show had lived through that change, and there they were watching that change in an hour and 15 minutes.
None of this would have happened without the support and direction in many ways of Their Highnesses. Her Highness Sheikh Miriam has been the driving force behind this from second one. She's a very creative person in her own right. She understood really quickly what we were trying to do. She had input and it helped us form the whole show.